So this is Adriana Smith. She started getting bad headaches, and she knew that something was wrong, in part because she's a registered nurse, that these weren't like normal headaches, so she went to the hospital. Hospital ran a bunch of tests, although they did not run a CAT scan. And then they sent her home, despite her and her fiance saying, like, I think you should keep her, I think something's wrong. And the next morning, her fiance found her struggling to breathe and gurgling. Went back to the hospital where they did finally run a CAT scan and found that she had blood clots in her brain. And at that point, there was nothing they could do about it, and they declared her brain dead. That is horrible for her family to have to deal with, to have to make the decision to take her off of life support, to plan her funeral, etc. Only that's not what happened. She was declared brain dead 3 months ago and is still on a ventilator and still being kept alive, not because her family said, we want to keep her alive, but because she's pregnant and she lives in Georgia, and there's a heartbeat law, an anti-abortion heartbeat law that makes it so they cannot take her off of life support. Adriana Smith is essentially being kept alive as an incubator. And her family says it's not like they automatically would have just pulled the plug. They wanted to weigh the options, to talk to medical professionals, to make a decision. But something doctors can't tell them is if this baby is even viable. If what happened to her affected the child. Is the child blind? Will the child be able to walk? None of that has been discussed. No one can confirm that. And none of these options have been given to her family. They're just like, nope, we're keeping her alive. And oh yeah, by the way, every day she's in the hospital on life support, she's running up a bill that they're going to have to pay for. Her mother said, every day I go and visit my daughter and I watch a machine make her chest rise and fall knowing she's not there. She's gone. My daughter is gone. And if you're a spiritual person and believe in the idea of a soul, that our bodies are simply vessels, she's trapped inside of hers, not allowed to move on because of a law that's supposed to protect life, a life that they don't even know would be viable. And her family now has to raise her child that currently is here in the world, a little boy who every day thinks his mother's just sleeping and can't have closure, as well as possibly another child that may have a ton of medical issues on top of the medical bills that are being run up by the fact that she's being kept on life support without anybody making that decision. And this image becomes frighteningly accurate. She has been stripped of her autonomy even in death. And the people who are best equipped to know what she would actually want, and certainly the people who are left holding the bag, the consequences of the decisions that are made now, her family, have no say in the matter. This is not freedom. This is a dystopian nightmare, and it sets a dangerous legal precedent moving forward.